man. His pride is his soul. He's a rock, he's a mentor, he's as good as gold. Through life's journey he must move on.
Hello, this is Kevin Coleman, Marketing Director for Young Men Strong and Thoughts Magazine. Welcome to the new edition of Inside Thoughts, where we profile some of our extraordinary men that are in the current issue of Thoughts Magazine. Today, we have an opportunity, and we're excited about speaking to a gentleman that comes to us from New York City. He hails from both Colombian and Puerto Rican background, but he was born and raised in New York City, and he has come down to talk to us about some special things that he's doing. And this gentleman is Mr. Oscar Rivera.
Kevin, how are you? Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you, Oscar. Thanks for coming down. We're excited about you coming down and sharing with us some of the skills and special things that you're doing in the area of photography.
It's my pleasure.
We know that you've been doing some things in photography for a long time, so we really wanted you to spend some time to kind of educate us and help us understand kind of the richness of what it is that you do. So we wanted to maybe ask you some questions and get a chance to hear a little bit about kind of your path that's taken you into really doing the incredible things that you're doing with photography right now. I've had the pleasure of seeing some of your work, and it's so impressive.
Thank you.
We are so happy that you've been able to lend some of your skills and experience to Thoughts Magazine, and anybody who gets a copy of Thoughts Magazine will see your work throughout. So we're very impressed with it, and we're very happy to be in association with you.
Thank you so much.
For that reason. Let's take a few minutes to talk a little bit about photography. I really wanted to know how far back has your interest in photography started?
Well, I attribute my photography with my brother George, my oldest brother George. He was a freelance photographer. So about the age of 12, I actually picked up one of his cameras and just started clicking around, taking shots, and we developed them at home in our bathroom. So once I saw the print that I did, I was like, wow, I was actually pretty hooked on that.
Wow.
So from the age of 12 on till now, I'm 55. I'll be 55 this year. So I've been shooting for quite some time now.
So that's pretty early on.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty interesting. Can you tell us a little bit about when you think about photography, talk to me a little bit about what photography means to you, kind of beyond shutter speeds and framing.
Oh, sure. Photography for me, it's I capture moments of time. Mm-hmm. Now, when I'm shooting an event or just landscape or something, I actually freeze a moment. It's not up to me to determine what it is. It's actually what the viewer sees.
Okay.
So I just try to capture just a snippet of time.
Right. Okay, fantastic. Well, what would you say to someone that's interested in photography, either as a career or a hobby? What would you say to them?
Well, there's a lot of opportunity now for photographers because the cameras now are more inexpensive to actually pick up a camera. So you can just go on out, get a camera, say for about $300, and just kind of go around town and take some shots.
Right.
But depending on what your interests are, for me, I specialize in night photography. Mm-hmm. I find a lot of peace in that type of work because I'm actually in the middle of the night shooting different landscapes, cityscapes, and whatnot from that. So I actually find peace in that. So you really have to find what you like. And once you find that particular type of photography, then you go for it. Okay.
So if you're a novice and you're interested in photography, find out what it is that you like and really start there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Good advice.
Mm-hmm.
Have there been some interesting opportunities that have come your way because you decided to pursue photography that maybe not even related to photography?
Oh, absolutely. I've had a few chances to do some different things with my photography. A friend of mine actually had asked me about a purchase of a camera, so I let her know what kind of camera to get, and I went online and I searched for a website so she can actually pick up some tips on photography. So I joined the website, I posted some pictures on that site, and they actually emailed me and they wanted me to be one of their experts. So I actually was critiquing pictures and posting work on the website, and they were paying me to do this. So
Wow.
it was pretty exciting.
That is pretty exciting.
For someone to see my work and want that.
Sure. Okay, fantastic. That's good stuff. Tell me, what has been the most unusual shot that you've taken that you can recall?
Unusual shot. Wow. That's, I have to think about that one. I know I did a shot at the crystal ball that falls down for New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
I did a shot with David Cohn, the pitcher for the Yankees, the Hall of Famer,
right.
And he wanted a shot of himself pointing at the ball itself. So I actually had to cram into a small corner of this building and kind of cram into a small ball to actually get the entire shot and of David Cohn and the crystal ball. So that was pretty difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the shot came out well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, when you think about the evolution of photography over the years, we're talking about photography changing with technology.
Sure.
You're talking about going from film to digital.
Right.
You're talking about going from stills to more video.
Sure.
What has been your experience in terms of the evolution of photography during the time that you've been doing it? What have you seen?
Well, yeah, it's actually a very good question. Right now, with the age of digital, we're at a time that we can actually take a shot, see it right away. Before, we had to shoot it, take it over to get it develop it, and then see what you got. So at this point, I think that photographers have the advantage of seeing their shots immediately and adjusting either more light, less light, or whatever mood they want on that. So I feel that we have more of an opportunity to get more creative by seeing our shots immediately.
Okay, so it gives you more control.
Absolutely.
Brings another level of creativity into your work.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I remember, now I'm not a photographer by any stretch of the imagination. I'm probably a novice like most people. But I recall a long time ago, I had this single reflex camera, and I was at the end of my film. And somehow I didn't realize I was at the end of the film, so I had taken a picture. I think someone had taken a picture of me, probably with a towel around my neck, and I took a picture of my son, who was a baby at the time, and it superimposed it on the last shot of the film. So when it printed, it was actually a picture of my son and me side by side, and it almost seemed surreal, as if this what my son would look like when he grew up. And that was totally a mistake. But it came out incredibly. Have you ever been surprised by an image that you've taken? That you just didn't expect?
Well, that's a double exposure, what you did, what you just described there. But, well, what surprises me at times is that what I do is I shoot through a viewfinder. So I always have the camera above my face or in front of my face, and I'll shoot. But a lot of times you can't do that, and you want to get a certain angle, so you'll just kind of take your camera and kind of arc it down and shoot up and see what you get. Sometimes you get something really good, and sometimes you're like, whoa, it isn't good. But a lot of times, if you do that, you catch the angle just right, and you'll be surprised what you can capture. Because a friend of mine, he'll actually shoot. He's a street photographer. He'll shoot with his camera on his chest, and he doesn't. There's no rhyme or reason. He'll just shoot, and the shots that he gets with that are amazing, because again, it's nothing that he can actually control. He's just getting what he got. But a lot of times, 9 out of 10, you'll get something nice.
Okay, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Now, you have a website.
Sure. Yes, I do.
Where you post a lot of the images that you take.
Right.
And of course, people can purchase that. So at one point, I'd like you to share that.
Sure.
With what it is that do. Give me a moment.
Sure.
I want to kind of wrap up by playing a little game.
Okay.
And so work with me on this. So I want to call this game photography as a metaphor. Okay. So for example, if you were a painter and I say to you the word blank canvas, you of course would be aware that a blank canvas is something that you use in your work and you paint. But when you use the word blank canvas, you might say, well, metaphorically, that would mean that maybe working with a child that has nothing imprinted on their mind,
sure,
and they're learning something for the first time. Things
sure,
like that, okay? So you follow me?
I absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few words, and I want you to give me your metaphoric response.
Okay, I'll try my best with these.
Now, these are photography words.
Okay.
So, aperture.
Okay, aperture. Aperture, I'll say, well, aperture is the opening of the lens itself, but seeing the world.
Okay, good.
And one of the things why I say that is because if you have a very, very tight aperture, well, sometimes you can see the world in this much, and that's not very much. So if you have a wide aperture like an f/22, the aperture is open this much. So I like to, I try to see the world in a large aperture.
Fantastic. Flash.
Flash. I'll say engulfing an area with knowledge.
Okay, good. That's interesting analogy. Lens.
Lens. I'll say the eye.
Okay.
The see all.
The see all. Okay, yes, that's good. Shots.
Shot. A moment. Just a moment in time. That's I like that expression because once the shot is taken, it's frozen and captured forever.
Okay. Okay. Wide angle.
Wide angle will be a different point of view. Yeah, a different point of view of opposed to saying going over and seeing the world with all angles. So a wide angle, well, I will say, will be a different point of view.
Okay. And the last one, click and snap.
I'll say cheese.
Get ready.
Yeah. Get ready. Here it comes. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's quick, right?
It's coming. Oh yeah.
Okay,
oh yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that's awesome. Thanks for playing along with me on that. I know, of course, you have your own website.
Oh yes.
And you post a lot of the work that you do. Where people can purchase. Can you give us what that website is?
The website is www.quietstormphotos.com.
Okay, fantastic. So certainly we'd love to go to your website, see your work. You have some incredible work.
Thank you very much. I
We're so impressed with the work that you're doing and look forward to continue working with you. And we're so happy that you had a chance to share this time with us. We are talking again to Oscar Rivera, who hails from New York City, one of the roving photographers that's capturing tremendous images of New York, and he's a contributor in the current issue of Thoughts magazine. So pick up a copy of Thoughts magazine at www.youngmanstrong.com to read about the man, Oscar Rivera, but also if you want to see some of his work, go to his website as well. And we're so excited to be having another issue of Inside Thoughts with you, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Being a man, his pride is his soul. He's a rock, he's a mentor, he's as good as gold. Through life's journey he must move.